Okay. You guys should be able to hear me, right? I think we fixed my phone silent. I think we fixed the problems with, minimize this. So now we have display capture instead of window capture, which is good. I can actually remove this window capture. Now we have display capture working on my thing, so I don't have to like switch the display over in OBS every time I want to switch tabs or anything. So now you guys can see my things side by side now, like this. Yeah. So we're gonna do a bit of world building. This is probably gonna be spoilers for the Shonen manga I'm trying to work on, or am working on. Let me fix this. Welcome to the stream, Dad. Glad you could make it. Okay. Alright. So last time we did writing stream, which was... It was either last week or 2 weeks ago. I don't remember. I don't think we've been doing this for 2 weeks. Or I don't think we've been back for 2 weeks. Have we? Maybe we have. I don't remember. But, last time we did this, I explained the world history of, well, the history of the blacksmiths, the god beings of this shonen world. And we were doing some digging on the history of the regions. The regions are at war with one another. But it's been a while since I've been... what the heck? Why is it telling me to edit the stream? Okay, there we go. It's been a while since I've just sat and like just developed anything. I still do my weekly where is this? I got it. Don't mind the YouTube videos. I have so many YouTube tabs open because I don't watch them all at some of them I don't finish, and then I'll like eat, and then like I don't want to watch that particular video, so then I like leave that one, but I don't want to like lose my spot. And even though I know YouTube sometimes saves the bookmark for those, so I've been doing this weekly. We released chapter 9 last Saturday. It comes out every Saturday night. The Villain Wins on Scribble Hub. By far the most popular story we have on Scribble Hub, even though this one has like more views by like 200. This has double the readers and the most favorites I've ever seen on here. See, one chapter a week. So we have been writing pretty consistently on a week by week basis for at least 9 weeks. But as far as like I'm still always like writing down notes and stuff for like characters or personalities of stuff, or personalities of things I want to add to characters and stuff like that. Yo, what up, C4 and Itachi? Yo, welcome to the stream, y'all. Welcome back. Scribble Hub wins. Yeah, Scribble Hub. I love Scribble Hub because it feels like anybody could stumble across your stuff on here, and I get, like I said, I get really good. To me, this is really good stats wise for a story I just started a few weeks ago, or 2 months ago. But yes, I'm very cold, C4. Or I was. I got the heat. I got a space heater on me right now, and I got heat in the other room that's connected to this room right now. I'm chilling though. This coat is. I hope the coat isn't making too much noise because when I have the hood on, it everything sounds like. Whenever I move my head slightly within this, it sounds so loud. That's probably because it's like on my head. That'll do it. Yeah, winter. Going to be 55 next week. Going to watch the car. Well, good luck with that. Jesus. I mean, 55 for winter isn't that bad. I noticed a lot of. We got snow here in Jersey, and I know a lot of the snow melted today. Like, there's no ice outside anymore, which is, I think that's good. We're almost at the end of February, so spring is right around the corner. March is probably like my least favorite month ever. Like, in school you got no days off ever, unless it was a snow day in March, which was very rare because March could never decide what it wanted to be. It couldn't decide whether it was ever like winter or like spring. It's like definitely that in between month. Like, well, I can't think of any other month. March is trash, bro, and I apologize if you were born in March, but it's March, yo. I mean, you got St. Patrick's Day, but that's a whole nother story. Yeah. Wait. I need to find a way to make this chat. I'm making my screen super small. I can't make this chat any bigger than it is, and I'll just read it off my phone. No, I don't want to read it off my phone. I'm gonna scroll up the old-fashioned way. It's good. Yes. Yeah, it was rough, but IDK had worse. This was bad because it lasted a week or so. Yeah. Yeah, but individual days were whatever. I know an artist trying to put out 1 to 2 pages a day through March webcomic. That's what's up. That's good. And if they don't feel that's enough, just know I know a lot of writers that well, just in general, most people that call themselves writers don't ever or take forever to put their work out, which I guess they're perfecting it. But as long as you're doing what you think needs to be done daily as far as writing is concerned, I think you're doing more than most people. So, and took another month off. Well deserved. Well, yeah, definitely well deserved. Yeah, burnout is. I think burnout. I don't think I've ever done that because I'll just take a break without letting people know. Like the last time I ever streamed before 2 weeks ago. Yeah. So let's get into this world building thing. So we have the gods of this world. We have Omnispec's plan. We don't have to go too much into his plan right now because I'm still deciding what I want this plan to be exactly. He knows a lot about this world. Okay, so I wrote a note down. I'm going to look back at my notes. Because like I said, even though it's been a while since I've done anything sat down and built characters or world built. I'm always writing notes down. There's normally when I can't sleep, when I'm supposed to be sleeping at 8 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, so okay. So we gotta find out where the gods of death come from. Some questions that need to be answered. Let me add that. I have a whole section for that here. Questions to answer. Let's go back here. So this was all for the beginning stuff. Where does virtue come from? There's a limit to it. Magical, spiritual. Can it be found not outside of living beings? And then I decided to make it like a school shonen that never fails. And what are the students training to do? Keep the peace. Most boring option, obviously, because that would make them like superheroes. I already have another series like that, the Descendant book series. We don't want that. Wait 1 second. Considering a world building project myself. Okay, wait. This scrolling thing is atrocious. Basically, 2 to 3 individuals end up in another world with a meager economy. Okay, they get separated. The protag lays low, adhering to a prime directive. The antag goes mad, pushing the tech tree and wheezy capitalism on everyone. What's wrong with my voice? Everyone in order to get back home. The implications are heavy. Word, that sounds dope. Adhering to a prime directive. Wait. Okay, so what's the genre? Is that sounds like sci-fi tech tree. I don't know exactly what a tech tree is, but yeah, that sounds cool. It sounds like dystopian. You shouldn't meager economy, so I think with the tech tree and the meager economy, I think bad future. Civilization or RimWorld. Okay. I kind of know what Civ is. I don't know what RimWorld is. Well, if China's rushing their economy, could be considered dystopian. Okay. I mean, sure, smog is terrible. Okay. RimWorld is a game. Okay. Gotcha. Sounds interesting. Is it set in our world? Like you have all the countries and cities and stuff like built in the real world, and it's just like a fictional version of that, or are you building an entirely new world? Wait. Scroll. Most popular game on Steam, according to being the best at all of their tags. Okay. RimWorld. IDK. Probably an arbitrary past of some world. Okay. That sounds dope. For me, this shonen is supposed to be like, let me write these questions down. This shonen is supposed to be like a fantasy world, but like made up. So like, there's definitely stuff from the real world in here. What I want it to be is like, I don't want it to be set in like the past or future. Like you won't be able to tell because they have some advanced technology, like entire trains that are cities within themselves. And yeah, I kind of want that type of thing, so where it's like timeless in a way, because you, like I said, you can't tell whether it's past or future or present. And my biggest roadblock with world building is, well, I won't say not only the villain's plan, because I feel like before anything I have to flesh out the villain's plan, but naming everything, oddly enough, is my biggest thing. Like, I take pride in naming all of my characters. It has to be something clever and not taken. That's the most important part. So naming, I decided to just name the regions pretty standard names so you don't get confused with the towns, because the towns is where like the naming starts to get a little jumbled. They start to sound a little alien. It's not like the towns or cities or capitals are named like Metro City. It's not simple stuff like that. Like I said, I like to be clever with the naming. So same with the clan names and the clan histories and even the character names. Like we got Pytal here, which comes from Centripetal, which comes from his ability to rotate or swing a bat, like wind it up constantly, and the more he winds it up, the stronger his next contact, the next physical thing the bat contacts, makes contact with, is like, there's more strength to it. So stuff like that. Yeah, naming's my biggest, it's normally the first or last thing I come up with for a character. 1 second. I read that. That game most popular. No Dwarf Fortress. I don't know what that is. It's that, but for those that dislike Dwarf Fortress, much better. Okay. It's cohesive. Yeah, I'm not sure what tech to permit my characters. Yeah, and then sometimes you just want to make up some really cool technological stuff that'll make it seem like it's in the future. It'd be like that. Why did it scroll to the top? Oh, wait. I don't know how to fix the links thing. Hang on. That's just for the bots, Itanchi. Hang on. Let me... I'll fix it. I think it's a Nightbot. Right? Nightbot did that. Stop that. Okay. Spam protection. How do I grant... I know there was a way. Somebody told me I can grant them links. Let me do that for you. There's like a command for that. Default regular songs. Title. Dang it. I don't see it. Regulars. Alright, I'm gonna take the... Alright, I disabled it for now until I find out whatever the heck the links thing was. So you think making me refresh the chat and not another ad break? Oof. My fault. I missed some of your things too. I didn't mean to do that. So I disabled the links thing for now. So if you want to post whatever you just posted again, it's fun. Okay, are the gods of death some form of blacksmith? Yeah, I have this whole concept of these gods of death. So you have the blacksmiths, which are like the gods of the world, and they make the weapons, like the swinging bat guy I just mentioned, Pydo, the Batman. Yeah, they make those weapons. There are generations. This newest generation is like the weakest they've ever been because they want to become more like their creations, the humans. So they're becoming weaker and weaker with each generation. Then you have the gods of death. I don't know exactly what I want them to be, but they work under the main villain, and they introduce themselves pretty early into the series. You have a god of death that comes into the main character's home and obliterates everybody. You don't see that until later because I don't want that to be the intro. And you know, the main character and all the students with him are working up to kill off one of these gods of death. They finally kill him off, and then they find out there's more. Okay, so that's not the greatest thing. And then down the line, you find out, oh, these aren't even the main villains of the series. There's a guy that's controlling. There's a whole group of people above them that are stronger than the gods of death, controlling them. So then what do you do? Well, I'll have to figure it out when I get to that point. But for right now, that's what the gods of death are. I'm trying to figure out. Or rogue blacksmith, weaker in power. Sometimes when I write down the notes when I'm supposed to be sleeping, I have no idea what I meant by the notes. That's not always a good thing. Yeah. I'm thinking the gods of death will be one of the generations of the blacksmiths. Like they were preserved at some point down the line. Then again, I don't know if I want them to be more powerful than the current generation of blacksmiths. I don't know. We don't have to answer this question right now. Oh man, chat is okay. There we go. Set both to black. Oh man, what? Oh, Streambot is doing it too? Oh, my fault. Yo. I didn't even see that. Stream. Let me see. Like I said, that okay, I think it's CloudBot, right? Yeah, link protection. Permit name, that's what it was. Okay, so I turned it off for Nightbot. Let me see. Permit. Okay, that should do it. So I turned it off for Nightbot, so Nightbot's not going to stop you anymore. And Streamlabs should not stop you personally. It's in your whisper though, of course. Blacksmiths versus whitesmiths. Yeah. What would a whitesmith make? Wait, let me. Okay. I'm gonna mute it just in case there's any sort of, because I posted these on YouTube later. I don't want any sort of copyright claim. I had a copyright claim for like 5 seconds of my Batman playthrough before. That wasn't fun or kind. Yeah, this kind of does look like Civ, but like much more zoomed in. $10? Wait, what do you mean by 10, Z4? What you talking about, bro? Okay. Okay, so this helps me kind of get it. So everybody's like poor and stuff. Oh, why is he upside down? What is he doing to the llama? Guys, what's the guy doing to the llama? Okay, and then there's more. Okay. That definitely did help me, grasp the concept of that a little more. What you're trying to build. Yeah. Okay, road blacksmiths. Okay, I was also thinking of, like, you have the main students who are, like, 4 of them are the main characters and they're all together. But then you have the other students who are supporting characters and then, like, everybody else in the world. Like, the story doesn't just have to focus on the students, but I'm kind of afraid of getting away from the main character too much because I do that a lot in Descended already, the superhero series. So I don't know. I'm thinking of, like, it's a war going on. It's a constant war going on between a few regions. I think I wrote them down. I don't remember where I put them. It should be in the world history. Nope. I may have put it in a different document. That's why I made this. I just need to put it all in one document so I don't have to be. See how many tabs I have open? Y'all gotta help me with these tabs, bro. You gotta help me with the tabs. Alright. So, like I said before, we'll get into naming the stuff in a minute. We gotta figure out some descriptions for the regions and stuff. Fine. Mod support is superb. Angry Rabbit. Oh, tinsmith, whitesmith. Oh, I get it. Blacksmith. Okay. Wait, it keeps every time I click it, it scrolls up, and I get confused. Down. Essentially a metalworker. Blacksmith forge, whitesmith fabricate. I guess. I get it. Tinkerer. I'm sure that's where the word came from. I use pop out chat. Actually, maybe. Okay, wait. I think that might have fixed something. So I got 2 tabs here. That made it better. I like moved it out of the Twitch stats and the chat were like sharing the same window. So I pulled it out, and now it's 2 separate. It's 2 tabs within the same window. So now I can see a lot more comments. Yeah, that kind of helped, and I can switch between the 2. All right. Okay. So we have the regions. There are 9 regions in total. You have the Elysian region, which is the region used to be the largest region, and it was wiped out by an unknown force. And the second largest region, the Citadel region, was, and then the rest of the regions are named after like environments, not concepts. But the Citadel region, the second largest region, started getting a whole bunch of technology, and the other regions are like, yo, where the heck are you getting this technology from? And they're like, we're not telling. So then the Citadel got a couple of regions, I think 1 or 2, to side with them. And the other regions kind of was like, no, you got to tell us what's going on. That a war kind of sparked from that. That's in layman's terms. But, yeah. So we got the Plains region. This is the normiest of the norm. Ordermill is the capital. That's where the students go to school. That's where you first meet all of the characters, all of the main and supporting, the good guys, if you will. And then you have Dexith, which was the poorest town of the Plains region, and sometimes I even include where I got the names from, because, like I said, naming is not the easiest thing when you're creating a world. Poorest town of at least the Plains region. This is where both Ciro and Ferris, 2 of the main characters, the main character Ciro and his rival Ferris, were born. You gotta have a rival in a shonen. That's just one of the norms. There's never like you can make the rival like or dislike the main character. Like the rival doesn't have to be edgy like Sasuke from Naruto. He could end up being like a friend. Like I forget the character's name from Black Clover. I know Asta is the main character, but whoever his rival is in that show is like really friendly towards him and considers him like a friend and a threat. Like he thinks he's strong. So, excuse me. You have the Islands region, volcanoes, and I wanted to add some sort of mystical element to it because I like looking at like sci-fi or fantasy landscape paintings. Those really, I like getting lost in those. So we added the fact that the islands are also floating and they rotate each other around each other like planets. So there's that, because fantasy. Caneburn, the capital of the islands region. Each region has a capital, of course. Sure. Yo, what up, Chase? Welcome to the stream, my guy. Welcome. You have the snow region, snowy mountainous region. That's pretty obvious. You have Glacial Wind, which is the capital of the snow region, houses the Frost and Drift clans, and this is where I was getting into the clans. I slightly mentioned them before, but one of the main characters, the 4 main characters, Zashi, who isn't mentioned here, is from the Frost clan, which is the bigger of the 2 snow region clans. Then I added this recently. See, I didn't even finish this thought. The Monastery, which is, it's not technically a city, or it's definitely not the capital. Each region only has 1 capital. But you have secluded, cannot be reached without, I'm thinking of some sort of virtue barrier. around it, so like not normal people can't just stumble upon it. You have to do something with virtue in order to get inside, cause it's secret, and monks live there. And one of the villains here. There's 91 pages of this new characters document, so I have to, this is how many, I have to pretty much keep 2 tabs of the same document open, and I created like a, table of contents for it, because there are so many darn characters, and I get lost with how much needs to be done. So the deflecting monk, is under the weapons teacher here. Okay. So I gave him the ability of deflection, meaning he's able to deflect any attack that comes towards him. That's his virtue ability under the self-mutator class. And that I like that because it kind of coincides with what monks kind of did, at least at first when they were first established back in ancient Asia. He defected from the monastery, though, which is the region we were talking about just now. So the villains, of course, have some sort of history with different parts of the world. All of them add something to the main villain's plan. Like one of them is secretly the leader of one of the capitals of a region. So don't tell the good guys. I F with that rotating archipelago idea. Appreciate it. Yeah. I don't know. I see a lot of floating everything in those landscape paintings, so you have to add floating something to it. Yeah, the Shadow region is not by far, but like one of the most interesting regions. Well, at least the capital is. The Shadow region is also the smallest region, so it's like compared to the rest of the region, especially like the Citadel and Elysian region, which are the largest two, it's really tiny. Contrary to popular belief, is not where Dead Man's Land is located. So I also have, probably not going to get a whole lot of writing done, but I'm just explaining this so you guys know where I'm coming from for world building. So when we come back, I hope to have some more done next time we do a writing stream. And it's not going to be, like I said, my plan for this is to have this to be like a manga. So I'm still searching for an artist, but I don't think I need an artist or will find an artist until the world building is complete. At least that's complete. The characters don't have to be done entirely. I think the villain should be. I have the main two. I have the rival and the main character done already. And that's in this. I had to make a completed document so I know. I have the template for the characters here. So this is all stuff I have right now. The main character in 2 pages, and then the rival in 2 pages as well. What was I saying? Yeah, key locations, like little lore stuff here and there. You have the villain's hideout located underneath Dead Man's Land. Dead Man's Land is where a lot of the battles of the war, the ongoing war, take place. So yeah, there's a lot of dead things there. Yeah, technically located in the Elysian region, an area where part of the continuing war took place. You guys can see this, right? Yeah, okay. Where all the Elysian region took its last stand against the unknown threat. I still don't know what I want the threat to be. It could be a few things, a couple of things. It could be the entire group of the gods of death. Because remember, only one took out the main character's hometown. So, this area is devoid of all life, and the only consistent color across this land, this flat land, is dark gray. It's also hazy and hard to see, as if the land is burned or scorched. You We have reverse waterfalls, which I also include in that's on the home planet of the dragon gods in Descended. Reverse waterfalls, they just look cool. The water going up instead of down. It's like water ups, water risers. Located in the islands region, which is with the floating. So you have the floating archipelagos, as Chase put it, and then you also have waterfalls that are going up. So that it's a real trippy place. Constantly pulling water from the ocean, and maybe submit. That's not a bad idea, actually. That's not a bad idea. Let me add that. Not saying I'll stick to it, but that's definitely not a bad idea. Pulling water from the ocean, that would make sense instead of pouring into like a river or sea that flows into the ocean. It's yeah. I put sea as in visibly sea and not like water sea. And do the water rises evaporate into clouds? Yes. Yes. You got to think of. I'm glad you guys are thinking of the scientific logistics of it, because I was just gonna say F it and just say no, it looks cool. I don't care. That'd make it pretty scenic. Landmass traveling around. Yeah. Yep. I definitely want this world. There's gonna be small moments here and there. Like it's gonna get dark real fast, and there's gonna be unexpected deaths and all of that. To separate my stuff from Shonen, I also like writing unexpected deaths because it gives a sense of fear and shows that not everybody has plot armor. The only characters in this series I will grant some sort of plot armor to are the main four, of course, but everybody else can get clapped at any time. I really want to write a scene where somebody's talking about friendship, like maybe one of the students, and they talk about friendship, and all their friends are getting ready to cheer them on and all this stuff, and they're like, with the power of friends, we can do this, and he gets clapped immediately after saying that. I love it. And then to add to the lore, I think we mentioned the Lantern Lit Lane last time, but it's located in the forest region and leads through, I haven't named the forest town yet, but if one were to stray from the path outside of town, there's no telling what happens. So there's like a path leading through a forest, there's lanterns hooked on all the trees that lead to the town, through the town, like on everybody's doors and the shops and all that, and then past the town so you don't stray from the path, or else there's been a number of mysterious disappearances around the town, so they always keep the lanterns lit. So there's something off going on outside of the lantern lit lanes. So if you ever go in the forest region, make sure you stay near the light. I mean, if it's a fantasy, you could just say that's how the magic works. That too. That's what I was gonna do. Like, I love the logic of it, but you guys are also giving, like, adding more lore to it. Like, the fact that it could bring, like, fish and stuff into the islands, so they don't actually have to fish. Should be ironic, in a way. Okay, Rocky George R.R. Martin asked, I feel that I love writing tragic characters for some reason. Yeah, bro. That's also like the cheapest way to evoke emotion out of the reader, when the reader thinks they're safe or their favorite character is safe, and then you take it away from them. It sounds mean, but not a whole lot of authors do that, or writers in general, for behind the scenes reasons and all sorts of other things. But I take pride in doing it. Yeah. What else? We have wind turbines. That's just the shout outs to my dad. He really likes Windmills. So there's windmills all over the world. They provide power to the TCTs, which are city trains. They are trains that have entire cities on them. Um, yeah, they're big enough for that, and they like float in the sky and all that because magic. Or if you guys want to give some sort of logic to it, you're welcome to. Provide power along with the sun. The sun also powers. It's like solar power. It's hybrid powered. Along with the sun. To be exact, they spread some virtue from space whales, which is a creature that is pretty prevalent in fantasy art. I love me some space whales. I think I've said that before on stream too. Like, space whales are so cool. And send them to the city trains while the trains travel like floating in the sky. So you eat space whales. There's all sort of fantastical stuff in this world, and like I said, I look forward to seeing like small moments of like the main characters sitting on like a hill or something like that, and seeing space whales float by or something like that. I live for those moments. And then you get back to the unexpected deaths and killing. I was talking about the Shadow Region, Penumbra. The capital of the Shadow Region, clouds above the town make it so the town is dark all day, except for 1 hour in the middle of the day. During this hour, the citizens turn off their lights and open their doors to the public. Everyone becomes genuinely friendlier. I always have to say genuinely twice, because that word, man. Salt Flat City, another fantastical looking area. I definitely want the areas to look, cities and regions to look vastly different, which is why I gave them different biomes for the most part. The capital of the desert region is Salt Flat City, similar to a realistic city name. There will be rare occurrences where it rains and the water on the ground reflects the sky perfectly. So if you look up a salt flat, or there was another word for it when I looked it up. I forget what it was. But these are real things that like are in Nevada, I think, or Utah, one of them, or both. And it's like where like a sea of some sort dried up and turned into a desert, but there's like sprinkles here and there of the sea still left in it, so it's like water just above sand, and it's like reflecting the clear sky perfectly. It's really cool looking, ridiculously cool looking. So yeah, then we have the Citadel region, and Auto Ray is the only cybernetic town and capital of the Citadel region. So this is what I was talking about when I wanted to add future stuff to it. Space whales go to indeed. I love space whales, bro. Like, I wouldn't want to get near one, probably, because that would just remind me of whales in the sea and anything in the sea. If I see anything while I'm swimming in the ocean, which I stay away from, like, I don't even want fish to touch me in the ocean. Like, plants, they'll freak me out if I don't know it's a plant at first, like a seaweed brushing up against my leg or something like that. But if, like, I don't think I've ever touched a fish, and I don't want to touch a fish. Don't touch me while I'm swimming, bro. Like, nah. I ain't about that. The sea freaks me out. So this is the only cybernetic town. Like I said, this is what I wanted to... What I was talking about when I said future-esque part of it. Because it's housed in the Citadel region, they seldom let their cybernetic advancements leave the city, as they'd rather keep it in the house in-house to use against would-be invaders, like, you know, anybody against them in the ongoing war. Ray comes from the Latin word for future, futore, I think that's how you pronounce it. So auto future is kind of what the city thing means. Like I said, I take serious pride in what I name stuff. And then we have the water region, which is literally on the water, not to be confused with the island regions that's floating. It's actually just towns on top of the ocean, pretty much. But you could like walk across some sort of platform and fall into the water. It's like that close to the ocean. like at least the bottom levels. I'm thinking of actually just thought there should be other levels to it, like an oil rig, I guess. Yeah, let me add that. Whatever, I haven't named the capital yet. Capital. I can make this large for right now until I get to the character stuff. Capital. This in brackets. Capital town. Region. No, capital town name. And then built like an oil rig. That sounds like a roast. Yeah, you built like an oil rig. Built like an oil rig, different levels to it from the top of the ocean where you can fall in with one wrong step to higher areas. What else? I'm not gonna name anything on stream because that takes time, and I do some research with names and synonyms. So anything dealing with what I'm planning the capital to look like. What else? Monoliths, that'll have something to do with religions. I kind of like the concept of monoliths, but I don't know exactly. I know they have something to do with religion. I don't know exactly what they are. I have a hint, but I need to do more research on that as well. We have the ranks. I mentioned the ranks before. The clans. You have the Frost and Drift clan I mentioned before as well. Both from the Ice Capital. Let's go to... because I probably shouldn't do the world history on stream. So never scuba dive. Oh, hell no. No. I'm good. There's some things I just have no desire of doing. Like, I know it's not as dangerous as something like bungee jumping or, cliff diving, like jumping off a cliff into the ocean, like I've seen people do, or skydiving. But still, if you were to see me in a wetsuit, like if you were to scuba dive with me and like swim directly in front of me, you would see my heart pumping through my wetsuit. I'm good on that. I have no desire. I'm good with watching sea creatures and all that from the comfort of my own home on my computer screen. The big fin squid is look up big fin squid and then get back to me on like just one of the many reasons why I don't want to go near the ocean. What else? We're not gonna get into the powers and stuff. Let's do some character stuff before we head out. Or I'll share some character stuff because we haven't gotten much writing done, but I'm fine with just chatting with y'all, to be honest. I do my best writing when I'm supposed to be sleeping and I'm like listening to new music I just found. That's like when I get in the zone. So I mentioned Hideout. Let me look at the this is why I have it. Let me look at my list of my table of contents for characters. So I have some new ones I've been developing for some time, but I still have to finish the originals. Don't worry about Demon Hunter University. That's something I'm working on because demons for some reason are hot in Shonen right now. Don't ask me why. That's something I'm thinking of doing. I have some concepts together for that, but I don't know if I want to follow through with that just yet. I want to make this my main focus. With Demon Hunter University, I wouldn't be creating a new world, which is why that's somewhat staying in the front of my mind because I know this will take a little more time. We have an Ice Ninja Boy that I'm making. We have a time character that messes with time. We got a shadow villain that isn't edgy. That's crazy, right? Yeah. That's crazy. The Deflecting Monk I mentioned. We have the teachers that will come into play in the very beginning. Portal's character. I don't know why. I didn't even name them yet. Dragon. I drew a picture of Dragon. He's not colored in yet, but Dragon will be. He's actually the strongest of the students, even though he technically doesn't have a virtue ability. Kyahi, I made him. Did I put genius in this thing? Yeah, he tactical genius and master strategist. I can't wait to draw him. I just need to find a good pose to draw him in. And I want to figure out what I want to make his weapon too. Facts though, Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen, Chainsaw Man, and the other half of Shonen Jump nobody reads, all devils, demons and devils. Yeah, so if I find an artist for it, I might hop on the train real quick, see what comes of it. But I'm not stressing that series right now. We have Aura. I finished my picture of Aura. Her weapons aren't knuckle dusters. I have to give her something else. Some of the villains: Neural, Roka, Millie, Kokaida. Didn't I say I'd read Zashi and Amy's thing next time I streamed? Next time I did a rating stream, I think I did. And I don't remember if I ever followed up on that. I don't remember. But I said before, she's part of the biggest Snow Region clan. She comes from Glacier Wind, which is the Snow Region's capital. Essentially, well, her nickname is Ice Princess. So, I was struggling on the longest time to come up with something creative under the Thief class, because I wanted each of the main characters, the main four, I wanted all of their abilities to fall under a different virtue ability class. There are 5 different ones. The main character has both mutator classes. Ferris falls under the kinetic class. He can manipulate metal. We have Amy, who's of the traverser class, meaning she can teleport. And then we have Zashi, who I wanted to be a thief. And I wanted her to be able to not be overpowered, but also contribute to the team. So I thought about what the team needed, and I realized the team has a lot of attack power, but not a whole lot of defensive power. Besides Ferris's chains that can deflect, he can control and deflect attacks with. There's nobody that can like tank big hits or anything like that for the team. So I thought Thief class, she can steal virtue / body heat, and converts her stolen virtue into an ice shield, and results in whatever she's touching and draining to be frosted over with ice, granting her the nickname Ice Princess. That and her being from the Snow Region, under the Snow Clan, main Snow Clan. Then I gave her an ability, Virtue Expansion Ice Dome. Creates an igloo from enough stolen virtue. It has a time limit, and the amount of time... See, I'm getting complicated with the powers. It has a time limit, unlike Descended, where everybody is kind of just throwing their powers at each other. At least it doesn't always come down to a fist fight. It has a time limit, and the amount of time depends on how much virtue she's taken. So if she's taken all the virtue from a normal virtueser, which is any normal person in this world, anybody can use virtue. It's just the people that choose to master it are the ones that develop their innate virtue abilities. It grants her 1 minute within the igloo. So if she steals all the virtue from somebody, one person equals 1 minute of this igloo. And once that minute passes, the igloo shatters and she has to steal more virtue, or they have to figure out a plan within the time they have the igloo. But it requires her power requires her to be near somebody, like near like the enemy. Like she doesn't have to be physically touching them. That would probably fall under the touch mutator class, but this is not always something that she can activate, which is a good thing. I was considering making her power an EMP, but I wanted her to have some sort of ice-related ability because her brother, Jato, who is already probably one of my favorite characters from the series, because the man speaks like he's from the internet. Even though he's a badass dope ninja assassin. See, he has serious and goofy. He has the most serious voice, but he says the dumbest things or the silliest things that you're not expecting from a voice and mask, because he's always wearing a helmet. You're not expecting him to say, which I find really interesting. And his name comes from one of the shinobi swords in Ninjato, so I just took that last part of the sword name, which is also, and it let me stop me if you see a give me 1 second, Chase. It's also like his name. It's the family name, or just his name is the last few letters of a sword, and then Zashi comes from Wakazashi, which comes from a samurai sword, the short samurai sword. So there's some family a family naming pattern going on here. And his ability, Frost Mist Physiology, which is of the Self-Mutator class, which is, Self-Mutator is anything that changes something about oneself. So he's able to turn parts or his entire body into frosted mist, where if one touches or passes through that mist, or whatever touched the mist becomes frozen. So say you try to punch him in the arm, and he turns that into mist, and he's looking at you. Whatever's if your fist touches that mist, that becomes instantly frozen. Then he could just step away, put his shoulder back together, and assassinate you. And he can do that to his entire body, so he can move like as like what is it? Not a body. What the heck is the word? Oh man. Like a cloud, I guess, a cloud of mist. Yeah. And then his sword, because not only do people have creative powers in this series, but each weapon created by a blacksmith also gives them abilities towards their, not ability, it helps with their ability, their innate virtue ability. So his Ninjato sword, with sheath, comes with a sheath that provides magical ice. And what was I typing here? So essentially, the longer his Ninjato sword stays sheathed, that the stronger that ice is when he withdraws it. So it's like I guess the sheath is like an ice charger, I guess. Personally, I'd swap the Thief's ability with the Teleporter, since thieves rely on speed, but I still like the ice ability. Appreciate it. I see your point, but I get it. I'm gonna keep it the way it is, but did I tell you the Thief's ability? I don't remember. I think I've mentioned it before to you or just the stream in general, the auditory teleportation. Plus, each ability also kind of coincides with the character's personality, so I don't want to confuse and swap stuff before, because these people were supposed to be completely different than, well, at least she was. She was supposed to be, this was supposed to be a series that was, well, at least the main four was supposed to be for a series that took place in the Descended universe, and they were all supposed to be aliens, technically. like descended humans that are from a different planet. Like they're the closest genetically to humans as possible, but they each were born with super powered abilities. But that just sounded like descended on a different planet, so I didn't want to do that. Or just my hero on a different planet. So she falls under Traverser, which is auditory teleportation. Her power is auditory teleportation. She can teleport to whatever sound she hears. So she's like a support character of the team. So it doesn't really work with Zero because Zero creates shockwaves with his palms, fist, or whatever part of his body, and because shockwaves break the sound barrier, they could also I guess work in their favor. So if he like does something with his palm, like shoots a blast with his palm, and doesn't react, like say the enemy, whoever they're facing, blocks, and they're like, ha, you missed me, and then the sound follows after, and then she teleports to the sound, like that could work in their favor. Ferris, he has coins that he keeps around him, so he can just float or flick the coin at an enemy, and they'll flick it away and be like, what was that supposed to do? And then the tink sound that comes off of the coin hitting that person's skin, if she hears that, she can teleport to it. It doesn't really work with Zashi, but if she like chooses, because Zashi's weapon is a sword, so if she chooses to throw her short sword at something, Amy can teleport to it as well. Amy, her weapon is a knife. I haven't named the knife, but the knife's ability is DNA lock. So once it breaks a target's skin, it can be thrown and lock onto that same target. It switches targets when another is cut, or when the original target dies. Actually, I might not keep that last part. That's probably why it's not here. But she was raised in Ordermill by her adopted father. Ordermill, again, is the town where all the students meet up. This is the first town you see in the series. Amy is from she's a god chick. She is from the Elysian region. So there's something different about each of the characters, except I guess the main two characters. But she's the only one of the entire student group that's originally from the Elysian region. She doesn't know how she got to Ordermill. She knows her adopted father isn't her biological father. She doesn't know what happened to her parents. But she's from the region that got wiped out by that unknown force. And again, she's the only student in the main cast that is from that region. And there's rule of three. There's all for design stuff down there. There was a character I was on Jato, but I was kind of done with him. Several more characters to go. There's so much more to do. I definitely want to keep my focus on the world building, because the characters can come later, and character stuff always comes to me at the most inconvenient time, but I'm completely fine with that. Like I said, once the world building's done, once I can name, like the towns don't have to be done, but I want a majority, like a basis to be done. I can always add towns. This is why I didn't like put a number cap on the amount of towns there are within each region or all the regions together. I did put a cap on the number of regions, but because there's only so many biomes you can come up with. I want there to be at least the capitals done, maybe some side towns for each of the regions. I want the world history to be done as well, and I want Omnispec's plan to be planned out as well. Those are like the main three biggest things I want done, and then also finding out where the gods of death come from. I'm probably thinking they will be some form of blacksmith, maybe an experimented on blacksmith or something like that. Yeah, it's 9 o'clock. I did a whole lot of talking. I'm gonna drink a whole lot of water because my throat's sore. I never used to believe people that would talk for a long time and be like, oh, I did a lot of talking. My throat is sore. Be like, bro, if you don't go somewhere and shut up, like, I never used. Now I believe it. I believe it now. I'm gonna a whole lot of water coming my way. yeah, I hope to have something for you, something more. There's still more to go through. Like, you guys don't even know about all the characters yet. I still have to add. I've been drawing these characters as well. I need to add those to my computer so you guys can at least see the main characters. You may have. I showed them on my phone, but that's not too reliable. I showed them on my phone like last time I did a writing stream. But they are. A few of them are done. I think that I have the main 4 done. I'm trying to figure out whether I want to color the symbol of their team on their jackets or not. I might just leave it black and white. But they're all colored in. The main 4 are colored in. I have another character, another student, Aura. She's colored in as well. And then a few of them are outlined, like Dragon. A few of the villains are outlined too. So I'll bring that next stream. We'll bring that next stream. And we'll figure out some more stuff. Like I said, I hope I can get some more world building done by next writing stream. We'll try to do at least one of these a week. I know you guys like the gaming streams as well. But most of my audience is built on the writing streams. So yeah. What else? I think that's it. For tomorrow, we'll be back with Arkham Asylum from 8 to 9. And then next week, we'll probably do more of The Last of Us, because I'm enjoying that more than Batman, to be honest. Yeah, and I also want to get to The Last of Us 2. We'll do Batman at least once a week so we can get through, because there are 3 games to get through with that. And yeah, we'll be back tomorrow night from 8 to 9. Hydrate. I don't have the water with me, Chase. I got you after the stream, though. Bro. Trust. But that's it. 8 to 9 tomorrow. Batman, Arkham Asylum. Next week, on Monday. I don't stream Fridays or the weekend for right now. Monday is The Last of Us 1. And yeah, I'm gonna do some writing work. Probably play some Overwatch, whichever comes first or last. Thank you guys so much for watching. Shout outs to, let's do our chat shout outs. Daddy, who is I know who's lurking today. C4, Nightbot and Streamlabs. Shout outs to them. Itachi, my guy, and the homie Chase for coming by. I will definitely stay hydrated. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is J-Base Phoenix once again. Signing off.